Hi everybody, it's Wednesday. So we've got another maths lesson for you today, and it starts again with our number bonds rhyme.
1 and 9,
2 and 8,
1 and 9,
2 and 8,
1 and 9,
2 and 8.
3 and 7,
Number pairs that make 10. Number pairs that make 10.
4 and 6,
5 and 5,
4 and 6,
5 and 5,
4 and 6,
5 and 5.
3 and 7,
We're number pairs that make 10. Number pairs that make 10.
For more songs, games, and original stories, visit
Hey, can you get your parent to tell you a number between 1 and 10 and you give them the bond that goes with it? Pause the video while you have a little go. Right, we're moving on to our retrievals. So the first question, there's a number covered up in this grid. Can you write down the missing number? Which shape has 1/3 coloured in? 13 add what makes 20? And what time is it? What time is that clock showing? Pause the video and give yourselves 5 minutes to work out the 4 answers. Okay, so in the number grid, the missing number was 17. 15, 16, 17, 18. Which shape has 1/3 coloured in? The answer is B. Remember, 1/3, if I write it, you're looking for one part out of 3 parts. A is split into 4 parts, that's showing 1/4. C is only split into 2 parts, that's only half. It's B that's split into 3 parts and one of them is coloured. 1 out of the 3 parts is coloured. The answer's B. The next question, 13 add what makes 20? Well, let's put 13 in our heads and count on to 20 and see how many we need. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I needed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more. So it's 13 add 7 makes 20. And the time that the clock's showing, well, the minute hand, the longer minute hand's at the top, so we know it's something o'clock. The hour hand is pointing to the 8, so it's 8 o'clock. Okay, well done if you got all of those right. So today we're going to do some more number bond work. So in your book you need to write bonds as your title and underline it, and WE for the worked example. Okay, pause the video while you're doing that. Okay then. So question 1, 6 add what makes 20? Right, we might need a different way to do this today because we don't have any bead strings at home, so I think we may have to draw beads to work out the answer. Okay, so we're going to put 6 in our head and then we're going to count on to 20. Every time I count on another number, instead of holding up a finger, I'm going to draw a little circle to be a bead. Okay, so 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now to find the answer, all I've got to do is count those beads that I've drawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So the missing number is 14. If you're writing it in your book, don't forget 6 goes in its own square, the addition sign goes in its own square, the 1 should be in its own square, the 4 should be in its own square, equals in a square, and the 2 and the 0 both need to be in their own squares. Don't put 2 digits in one square. Okay, question 2. 12 add something equals 20. Okay, I'm going to do this silently this time. Can you work out what I'm doing? Okay, so what I did was I put 12 in my head and then I counted on drawing a bead for each one I said. So 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I stopped when I got to 20. Then I went back and counted how many beads I'd drawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the missing number. 12 add 8 makes 20. Okay, moving on to question 3, which says 9 add something equals 20. Can you tell your parent, what am I going to put in my head? That's right, I'm going to put 9 in my head. Then when I count on, when am I going to stop counting? Yep, I'm going to stop counting when I get to 20. And I'm going to draw a bead for every number I say. Okay, so 9 in my head, count on. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, I've done the counting on to 20, I've drawn the beads, but how do I find the missing number? That's right, I count the beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 9 add 11 equals 20. Question 4. 14 add something equals 20. Okay, can you tell your parent how I'm going to do this? Okay, I'm going to put 14 in my head and count on till I get to 20, drawing beads, a bead for each number I count on. So 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I've drawn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beads. So 14 add 6 makes 20. Okay, time to do the worked example. So can you write this one down? Do your WE. And write the question. 15 add something equals 20. Okay, so let's put 15 in our head and count on to 20 drawing beads. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 beads, so that's the missing number in our number sentence. 15 add 5 makes 20. Okay, so here's some for you to do. You need to write the whole number sentence and the question number in your book. And you can draw the beads as well as you're counting on to find the missing numbers to 20. So give yourself about 10 minutes to see how many of these you can get done. Pause the video and off you go. Okay, so let's go through the answers. You need to be really looking at the number sentences you've written down because I'm not going to write the answers today. I'm just going to tell you them. So you need to be looking to see if you've got the missing number that's underlined correct. Okay, number 1, 17 add 3 makes 20. Number 2, 11 add 9. 9 equals 20. Question 3, 8 add 12 equals 20. Question 4, 10 add 10 equals 20. Question 5, 6 add 14 equals 20. The missing number was 14. Number 6, 15 add 5 equals 20. Number 7, 14 add 6 equals 20. Number 8, 19 add 1 equals 20. Number 9, 2 add 18 equals 20. Number 10, 13 add 7 equals 20. Number 11, 4 add 16 equals 20. And number 12, 20 add 0 equals 20. If you've already got 20 and you're counting on to 20, you don't need to count anymore, do you? So there's 0. You didn't need any more to add to 20 to make 20. Okay, let's move on to our skills. Fractions we're going to do today. So a fraction is part of a whole. We say. A fraction is part of a whole. You say. Okay, so the fraction we're going to be looking at today is 1/3. So that's what you need to write in your book for your title. 1/3 and your worked example, WE. Okay, so here's our first question. It says, which shape shows 1/3 coloured? How do you know? Well, if you think about the fraction 1/3, the numerator is 1, so we know we're looking for one coloured part. The denominator at the bottom is 3, so the shape must be split into 3 equal parts. I'm going to underline that word, equal. So altogether there needs to be 3 parts, but all 3 need to be equal. They need to be the same size, and then one of them needs to be coloured. So let's look at shape 1. Well, it's got 3 parts, but they're not all the same size, are they? They're not equal, so it can't be number 1. Number 2, yep, it's got 3 parts. They're all the same size, they're all equal, and 1 is coloured. I'm thinking it's probably going to be number 2 that's correct. Let's look at number 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's split into 4 parts, isn't it? That's 1/4. Okay, if I write 1/4 on the board, you can see you would need 1 part out of 4 parts coloured. But we're not looking for 1/4, we're looking for 1/3. 1 part coloured out of 3 equal parts. So the answer is number 2 is correct. Okay, next question. Which shape does not show 1/3 coloured? So I've got to look for the one that's wrong. I'm not looking for the right one this time, I'm looking for the wrong one. So number 1, has it got 3 parts? Yes. Are they equal? No, this one's bigger than these 2. This one's not 1/3. That's what we were looking for, one that's not 1/3. So number 1's the right answer. Number 2 has got 3 parts, 1 is coloured, and they're all equal. That is 1/3. We were looking for one that was not 1/3. The same with number 3. There are 3 parts, 1 is coloured, they're all the same size. That is 1/3. We were looking for the one that's not 1/3 coloured. The answer is 1. Okay, I wonder if you can work out what I need to do here. We're looking for the shape which shape does not have 1/3 coloured. Looks a bit muddled up, this question, doesn't it? We're looking for the shape that does not have 1/3 coloured. What do you think? Has this got 1/3 coloured? I think it's got 2/3 coloured. That's not correct, is it? Has this got 1/3 coloured? That has got 1/3 coloured. 3 parts, 1 coloured. That's 1/3 coloured. But we wanted the one that's not got a third coloured. So it is 1, isn't it? The one with 2/3 colour has not got 1/3 coloured. Okay, so it's number 1. Which shape shows 1/3 coloured? So we're looking for the one that's right this time. Which one do you think has got 1/3 coloured? Can you explain how you know which one is correct? Which one's got 1/3 coloured? Okay, well, let's look at number 1. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 parts. That's split into quarters, so that's not a third coloured, is it? Question 2, 1, 2, 3 equal parts. One's coloured. Yes, number 2 has 1/3 coloured. Number 3, it's got 1 part coloured out of 3, but why is it not 1/3? That's right, the 3 parts are not the same size, are they? This part's smaller, this part's bigger, this part's bigger. So the answer was question, or number 2, that had 1/3 coloured. Okay, next question. Again, which shape shows 1/3 coloured? Can you work that out and explain to your parent how you know which one's correct? Which shape has 1/3 coloured? Okay, remember you can always pause the video in any of these questions while you're working it out and then start the video for me to explain which one's correct. Okay, so looking for a shape that's 1/3 coloured, I need 3 equal parts to start with. That's got 4 parts, that's got 4 parts. This has got 3 equal parts with 1 coloured, so the answer was number 3. Okay, this one's a bit different again. Which shape does not show a third coloured? Which shape does not show 1/3 coloured? Pause the video while you work it out. Okay, well I can see straight away that number 1 does show a third coloured. There's 3 parts, 1's coloured. So does number 3, 3 parts with 1 coloured. The one that does not show a third coloured is number 2. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 parts and 2 of them are coloured. Number 2 is actually showing 2 quarters. That's definitely not 1/3. So number 2 is right. We were looking for the one that's not 1/3. And the next question, which shape does show 1/3 coloured? Okay, well I hope you remember this word I underlined. 3 equal parts. Okay, I need 1 part coloured out of 3 equal parts. Number 1 has 3 parts all the same size and 1's coloured. So I think number 1 shows a third coloured. Number 2, it's got 3 parts and 1's coloured, but they're not all the same size, so it's not number 2. Number 3, it's got 3 parts, but this one's got 2 coloured. Number 3 is showing you 2 out of the 3 parts coloured. That's 2/3. We were looking for 1/3. The answer's number 1. Okay, which shape shows 1/3 coloured? Don't forget to explain how you know. Well, looking at number 1, it's got 1, 2, 3 equal parts, but 2 of them are coloured. That's 2/3. Number 2, 1, 2, 3 equal parts, but again, 2 of them are coloured, so that's showing 2/3. Number 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 equal parts, 1 is coloured, so number 3 is showing 1/3. And the next question, which shape does not show 1/3 coloured? Which one's wrong? Number 1 has got 1, 2, 3, 4 parts with 1 coloured. That's 1/4. So that's not 1/3, is it? So number 1 is correct, as in it's not showing 1/3 coloured. Number 2 is showing 1/3 coloured, and so is number 3. They've each got 1 part coloured out of 3. So the answer was 1. Okay, which shape does show 1/3 coloured? Well, if I look at them, they've all got 3 parts. But number 3, the 3 parts aren't equal, so that can't be 1/3 coloured. Look at number 1 and number 2. Number 1 has got 2 parts coloured, that's 2/3. Number 2 has got 1 part coloured out of the 3. So number 2 is the right one. That's got 1/3 coloured. Okay, and this is our last one. Which shape does not show 1/3 coloured? Well, number 1 has got 3 parts with 1 coloured. They're all equal. That is 1/3. Question 2, there are 3 parts, 1 is coloured. That is 1/3. Question 4 has 1, 2, 3, 4 parts with 1 coloured. That one's showing 1/4. So that's the shape that does not have 1/3 coloured. Number 3 is the correct shape. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed our maths lesson today, and I'll see you all again tomorrow. Bye.